There are not a lot of professional comedians in Olympia, Washington. It's pretty much me and Sam Miller, who you already met. And then maybe a couple guys who are mad I said it was just me and Sam. Okay, I'm going to tell a pretty personal, embarrassing story. And I wasn't sure I was going to do it. I'm going to feel the crowd out. And I did feel you out, and I don't think we're ready for this story. I'm not going to bullshit you. But we're doing it anyway. I was at the doctor. The reason I was at the doctor was because my balls hurt. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm fine. I want to say that first before we get into the story. Everything's fine. Apparently, they just wanted me to know it was going to rain soon. Ow! I'll get the umbrella. Okay. But I'm at the doctor in a very uncomfortable situation. You know, my pants are off. It's a lady doctor. She actually had to bring in, she was like, oh, in these circumstances, you got to bring in like a spotter. I don't know who it is. Another person. So there's two women. It's like a nightmare of like two women staring at my package, but also going like, what's wrong with it? And I know they're medical professionals. I know that. You don't want to think such juvenile thoughts, but at the same time, I look down and I'm like, oh, that is not our best representation. I know we're scared right now, but that's really disappointing. Ladies, I don't want to be awkward. Could you leave for a minute? And then... So they're looking at my test. They don't say balls. If you go to a doctor and they're like, well, let's look at your balls, don't stay there. That's not a good doctor. That's not a medical term. I understand you have a balls issue. Is that So they're looking at them. They're like, you know, literally touching. Like, does that hurt? Is that swollen? I'm like, actually, it's usually bigger. So they're doing all that stuff. And she can sense my awkwardness, and she's trying to make small talk. And she goes, hey, what do you do for a living? And I go, I wanted to lie. I'm not gonna bullshit. I did want to lie. You know, when someone's like touching your balls, you don't want to be like, I'm a comedian. I wanted to be like, I'm a scrotum model. That's why I'm so concerned. I got a big shoot tomorrow, so shoot me up! I go, I'm a comedian. She's like on the ground in front of me, touching my I go, I'm a comedian. She stops. She looks up and she goes, do you know Sam Miller? Have a great night, you guys.
Get over Gabriel! I was so happy when he told me that.